Hey, just to get it out of the way, because I know everyone's going to be asking about this. Much like Vin Diesel, we are also not going to be in the next Avatar movies. Hello and good evening, everybody. How's everyone doing tonight? We are the Cinefanatics. My name's Robert Adams.
I'm Chris Adams.
And this is the Tagline, the show where the tagline is the title. Welcome this fine Wednesday night. How is everyone? Is everyone good? I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for asking. Anyways, we got a lot of movie news to cover tonight. Apparently, there's a bunch of stuff all over the place. So, yeah. Gonna be a lot of fun tonight. Thank you for joining us.
Can I say right off the top real quick that I very much hate our thumbnail.
You just now told me this. What's wrong with it?
So let me explain why.
Oh, because what's his face is Superman.
Because I can't stand the sight of Jacob Elordi's face since watching Euphoria.
We will be talking about that here in a little bit. I've heard this come up before in multiple conversations from multiple different people. So, as someone who does not watch Euphoria, I have no clue, but I understand. I understand what people are saying and why they're saying it. So makes sense character-wise. But hey, guys, we're on YouTube, so we got to do the YouTube thing. Streamlabs.com/Cinefanatics. If you have any questions, comments, issues, complaints. You want to buy me some more eye drops, that would be great. Streamlabs.com/Cinefanatics is a good way to do that. Also, patreon.com/Cinefanatics up here, and I think there's a link down in the description. Hop on the tier that is good for you. If you feel like we are worthy of your support and you have the means to support us, please don't break your own bank account on our behalf. But if you have the means, hop on a tier that's good for you. Tonight, after the tagline is over, we will be hopping over into our voice chat on our Discord and doing a movie trivia hangout. If you are at the Maverick tier on our Patreon, you can come join us. We're just going to play some movie trivia. It's a lot of fun. I'll be asking some questions. No real theme tonight. Those of y'all who've done it before, there's no theme. It's just going to be good old-fashioned standard trivia. So a lot of fun with that. So yeah, come hop on that Maverick tier and come join us. Anyways, what else do we have coming up? Oh, next Wednesday on the Patreon, after tagline is over, we will be doing our Patreon watch along. That one, if you're at the $5 due tier, you could come join us for that. We are watching Captain America Winter Soldier, which is quite possibly one of almost everybody's favorite MCU movies. So that should be a lot of fun. Come join us for that.
Yep, it's going to be great.
Upcoming shows. So real quick, last Friday we did the Friday the 13th marquee with guests Sean Chandler and Lego. It was a lot of fun. We got through that like really super fast. So if you haven't seen that, go check that out. That's still available on this channel. It's probably our most watched marquee.
It's like Sean Chandler talks about movies a lot, and he knows how to do it with perfection.
Yeah, he does. He does it very well, both on and off camera. So, yeah. Tori, I wasn't prepared for you to be on time. Well,
be prepared.
I have nothing else to do except lay around the house and rest myself. So we are ready to go.
Be prepared.
Anyways, so yeah, that marquee's still available, up and available to watch right now. Next Friday, not this coming Friday, but the following Friday, the 27th, we will be doing the marquee again for this month. It is going to be the annual me and my brother only talking about our most anticipated movies for 2023. We will be recapping the results of the most anticipated movies of 2022 from last year. So we're going to go through that first of all and see like what actually was good, what was bad, and were we right to anticipate certain movies?
How many of the movies on that list actually came out last year?
That too. I'll be honest, I have not looked at that. I have it saved. I have the screenshot of our results saved. I have not looked at that since last year, so I'm kind of eager to see what this is going to look like. I am probably eventually going to have to see it to upload it onto here so everyone else can see it, but yeah, other than that, it's going to be a lot of fun reviewing what our choices were last year.
That being said, it's going to be a super mega packed episode of the Marquee. It's going to feature a ton of movies in one marquee list. However, the kicker is that we haven't seen any of the movies, so we can't dwell on and on and on about each and every movie. So while there may be upwards of, I think, nearly like 40 movies on that list, give or take, we're not going to be sitting here for 3 hours. So it's going to be a fun marquee, though.
Malcolm is saying, is there a point we all know Barbie will be number one in the S tier? I mean, here's what's so funny about that Barbie movie. It probably will be. I'm just saying right now, we'll see. It's weird. Like, again, I never played with Barbies as a teenage boy or a little boy.
It's ultimately, honestly, in terms of Barbie, it's ultimately going to come down to how many movies each tier is allotted, which we will determine prior to the show.
Yeah. But why am I like so much anticipating a Barbie movie, even though I have no connection to Barbie at all in my entire life?
Because of how they're presenting it.
I guess it looks wild. That, and I'm a Margot Robbie fan, so. Anyways, that is next Friday, the 27th at 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 Eastern. Come join us for that. That will be a lot of fun. Cinefanatics podcast. We did not have a podcast episode this week because I just didn't have the ability to sit here and edit a podcast since Friday night. So wasn't one this week. There should be one next week. Maybe we're rehashing a schedule for that. There will be Cinefanatics podcasts. They're still coming because I love doing those.
At the very least, there will be one by the end of the month. Probably also talking about anticipated movies. So we're going to probably double up on some of that, a little bit on the marquee, a little bit on the podcast. We'll dive a little bit more deeper on the podcast. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah. And then also coming up tomorrow, obviously we all know that there's going to be a full trailer for Scream 6. That is coming out tomorrow, so I do plan on doing a trailer reaction, so stay tuned. That will be coming up at some point tomorrow. I don't know when. Very likely it's probably going to be one of those where the trailer is going to come out before I even wake up for the day, as it typically is.
Very likely.
I just wake up and I'm like, oh, well, trailer's out. So I get to that as soon as possible. Anyways, Chris, have you watched any new movies lately over this past week?
I have not. I don't think so. I don't think I did. No.
I think I watched. So the other night I was watching Video Drew's show with Adam Collins, talking about horror movies of 2022, because 2022 was a stacked year for horror movies. And they were convincing me to watch, was it VHS 94 and 99? I watched 94, which I thought was okay. There's bits and pieces of it like, I am eager to watch 99. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Since I haven't been feeling well, I've pretty much just been watching movies that like I've already watched that are like feel good movies. And for some reason, I decided to rewatch F9 as well.
You've been rewatching movies that you've already seen, so you don't need to use one of your eyes. You can picture what that half of the picture is supposed to look like in your brain.
I don't have to focus on the entire screen. Just one side of the screen works. Yeah. Which is funny because like even right now I can't see my brother, so whatever.
Man, I wish I had that problem.
Jokes aside, so yeah, real quick since we're going to talk about that, yeah, some allergy, something has happened with my eye. It was right after it started.
Oh my god, no one cares.
Would you shut up and let me get through it? For the love of God, MODOK does not look like Corey Stoll. Anyways,
not when you have a broken eye.
So yeah, it was right after the marquee on Friday. Like the whole eye socket started hurting, and then it just swelled up, and yeah, it's not hurting anymore. It's still swollen and puffy, but yeah. Anyways, that's what's been going on.
Swollen and puffy. That was my nickname back in high school.
I wonder why.
I do too, actually.
So yeah, VHS 94 Lego is an anthology. I like anthology movies generally. I love like Creepshow, Necronomicon, Tales from the Dark Side. Those are all good. Twilight Zone, the movie, was fantastic. But yeah. The only other new movie I watched over this past week, which we have a review up on the channel, was Missing, the sequel to Searching. I did get to go see an advanced screening of that. thought it was okay. If you want to know my spoiler-free thoughts, again, the review is up on the channel, so
it's and the truth comes out.
Probably shouldn't have rubbed poison sumac on the sunglasses I sent Robert. Yeah,
it's all Garth's fault.
I'm trying to remember where they're at. I think I put them back in the box, but at that point, I'm not putting them back on. But or should I, just for the humor of it? Yeah, let's do it for the humor, since Garth didn't get to see it on screen like he wanted.
It's up to you. So Garth sent me this stuff on my Twitch during my Twitch stream to give to him.
So this was in response to Tagline last week. I was talking about how MODOK doesn't look like Corey Stoll. So Garth is saying that he sent this because apparently Robert is blind. So now my eye really looks red.
I think simultaneously this also means that you have your other senses heightened in a superhuman way.
Yeah.
Where's that Daredevil Netflix theme?
That was a good theme. Anyways, thank you, Garth, for the funny haha jokes.
For the yucks.
For the yucks. He still doesn't look like Corey Stoll, though. But anyways. That was a last week conversation. That doesn't need to be a this week conversation still.
Yeah, your eyes are broken, so your opinion
doesn't need to be a this week conversation. So
your opinion can't be trusted here when your eyes isn't working properly.
Anyways, all that aside, looking at everyone in the chat, thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all. It's a lot of fun having y'all. Ariana and Sam thought you were making fun of blind people. No, I am one of the last people on this planet that's making fun.
It's okay. He has a blind friend.
Yes,
he can make those jokes.
A blind ex who I still respect, and yeah. Anyways, so
wait, you respect your ex? Let this be a lesson to all of you out there. It is possible.
Oh yeah, we're still friends. She's a great person. So, anyways, let's get to movie news.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. This is what's happening in your world tonight.
We apologize for the interruption.
Back to you.
Every single time, I just always want to go. Also,
when the movie comes out and Corey Stoll's not in it, Robert's going to give us hell.
Hey, it's about time he becomes right about something. So,
here's the thing again. I really do hope that is Corey Stoll, because I love that idea. I love the idea of him being MODOK. It's a fantastic idea.
Your hopes are going to come into complete fruition.
That's great. I'm one of those people. I see a lot of people online going, "Why they got to make him?" What's his face? What was his name? Cross. Darren Cross. Why they got to make MODOK Darren Cross and not George Tarleton? I'm like, do you even know who George Tarleton is? You don't even know who MODOK is. Why are we complaining about that? It's not a significant enough character for them to be loyal to the comics on that. I'm okay with it being Corey Stoll.
Because, and we talked about this off camera, because if you introduce George Tarleton, you know what they're going to do. If you introduce George Tarleton in the middle of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, you not only have to do a good backstory for Kang, you also have to do a good backstory for George Tarleton. Yeah. Or you could make it Darren Cross, since it doesn't actually matter. To be honest, it could be the same characterization at this point. It doesn't really matter. And you don't have to waste time doing a backstory for him. You could just be like, hey, the quantum realm did this to me. Boom, bada bing, done. We got MODOK. Boom. All right. Easy.
Yeah. So
stop complaining, you ninnies.
Robert needs his law degree now. You don't want me with a law degree. I also don't want to go get a law degree. That's a whole lot of studying that my ADHD will not allow.
He does. Yeah, he doesn't have the
I don't have the ability to study for that
needed for it. Anyway,
box office numbers.
Yes, those.
Hey, be nice to me. I'm sick.
No, absolutely not. Get better. Anyway, So here's the thing with the box office this weekend. It is a 4-day weekend. We had MLK Day, guys. So that counts as a holiday weekend for the box office. One extra day where a lot of people are off work, not working, and not sitting at VA health clinics to be able to help people who may need to get looked at rapidly.
Yeah, because people aren't allowed to get sick on.
No one needs your opinion.
I have something to say about this. Oh, that's good. Moving on.
Good for you. So we've got two lists to look at here for the weekend. The top four are the same for both of them. For the regular weekend and the honestly, both of them are pretty much the same. Honestly, I don't even know why I'm bringing up, but they're
No, at least
actually,
the top two are exactly the same from the weekend before.
they're the whole top 10 is the same between both of them. It's the amount of money difference because you're adding one extra day. That's the kicker here. So 1 through 4, it's the same 1 through 4 that we got last week. Avatar: Way of Water, Megan, Puss in Boots, Man Called Otto. Boom, there's your top 4. That was the top 4 last weekend. It's top 4 this weekend. We're just rolling through there. No, but Avatar did get another 32.8 million, made another 7 million over the course of the extra Monday that's tacked onto the weekend here. So with a total of almost 40 million for this weekend, killing it. Again, that's domestic. That's just domestic only. That's not counting worldwide, where I believe it is either about to cross 2 million or actually, let me take a look at that real quick. Let me bring that up because why not?
Tori, to answer your question, I tried going to the doctor on Monday, but the office was closed because it was MLK Day. And I just got eye drops instead. So everything's starting to heal up. So I'm not going to the doctor.
Yeah, you're fine. There we go. Domestic total so far for Avatar: The Way of Water is about 579 million. 575 million. International, I mean just the overseas markets only, is 1,353,800,000. Went for the specific number there. Worldwide, it's almost there. It's almost 2 billion. Literally almost 2 billion. 1,928,251,314.
All right, I'm gonna need everyone to go see it again.
Yep, everybody, just one more time. Let's get it over that 2 billion mark. I don't really care. It's okay if it crosses it. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But suffice it to say, that movie is definitely getting its 3rd, 4th, and 5th parts
without Vin Diesel.
Definitely without Vin Diesel. Absolutely ridiculous.
Anyway, The Rock though, Dwayne Johnson would be great.
Anyway, so yeah, your top 4 are all the same. Megan pulling in another 18 million. About 21 million for the 4-day weekend. Puss in Boots 18.9 for the 4-day weekend. Man Called Otto 15.4. 2 new releases this week, though. Well, technically, there's more. There's more new releases, but 3 of them are in the top 10. 2 of them releasing at the 5 and 6 spot. Plane and House Party. Yes, the movie's called Plane. It's that Gerard Butler movie about a plane.
It actually looks like it's a plane that crashes, and they spend most of the movie like in the jungle on a remote island, running from like terrorists or something like that.
Oh, so the movie called Plane isn't about a plane.
Like it has a little bit of a plane in it. It's much like Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, where it's mostly about him on a boat, and there's a little bit of him taking some Manhattan.
Right. So what you're saying is, if it takes place during Plane, it's a plane movie.
Yes. If there's a little bit of a plane if the movie takes place during a plane, it's a plane movie. Yes.
Anyway, that opened at the 5th spot.
Nicely done.
The 6th is House Party. 7th is Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Number 8 is The Whale. Number 9, Whitney Houston: I Want to Dance with Somebody. What a title. And number 10 is Walter Viraya.
It was what?
Yep, you heard me. Good question, Garth. Does it capture the true spirit of a plane? If it's a plane movie to me, it's a plane movie. I'm just saying.
I mean, yeah. Alvaro saying I need to check out Megan. Is it considered? I wouldn't necessarily say Megan was a scary movie. It is like a thriller, but it's PG-13. It's not gory. There's some elements to it that are a little icky. But
is it scarier than Lamb?
Yes. No.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Lamb isn't a scary movie at all.
Neither. I would say Megan's not really that scary either.
You're desensitized.
Maybe.
It's got a little bit of the creeps in it. Anyway, that was your box office, guys.
Awesome. So since we are on the topic of Megan anyway, since we want to talk about dolls and stuff, I was thinking about like moving on to
Hey, it's Barbie watch time. What's up? I'm just vibing over here. Don't worry about it.
It's got the Barbie vibe.
Oh, we're live right now. So here's your Barbie watch news, everybody. There was a trailer. Apparently, that's still taking all the conversation right now, but we talked about that last week. There's a couple quotes, however, that have come out. An interview that I believe E! News did with Margot Robbie. Real quick, they got a couple quotes from her on the Golden Globes carpet, red carpet, or whatever color carpet the Golden Globes carpet is. Maybe gold. I don't know. It feels like it would work for me. But also, side note, real quick, we know the premiere is going to have a pink carpet, right? Like it's just that's. I feel like that's the most sure bet anybody could make at this point.
Absolutely. If they don't have a pink carpet, who's ever running the marketing for Barbie failed like on an epic level.
Get a new job.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Like you've got one job, and that's to give Barbie a pink carpet.
It's gonna be a pink carpet.
Yeah. Now we got like everyone in the chat is so like wanting the pink carpet to happen.
But does that carpet match the dress? Anyway, so
hashtag pink carpet. Let's see how well that goes on Twitter.
Hashtag pink carpet. Can we get into the premiere for this? Or can we take a trip to LA in July for the premiere? I want to walk the pink carpet. Anyway, Margot Robbie was asked about the movie. E! News asked her, will it be as wild as Babylon? Where, of course, Babylon obviously taking place during the 1920s. There's a switch over to the talkies, whatnot. So they asked her, will it be as wild as Babylon? She's like, not Babylon vibes. Different vibes. But it's still going to blow your mind. Just in a different way. It's going to be different. To which I'm like, blow my mind, Margot Robbie, blow it. This got weird. Other quote, Will Ferrell was also quoted. I believe he was says he was interviewed for the Wall Street Journal. Says it is, in my humble opinion, the ultimate example of high art and low art. It's a loving homage to the brand, and at the same time, couldn't be more satirical. Just an amazing comment on male patriarchy and women in society, and why Barbie's criticized, and yet why every little girl still wants to play with Barbie. What a quote from Will Ferrell. I never thought in a million years I'd hear Will Ferrell talk about the male patriarchy and societal roles of women.
I mean, the wording of that almost sounds like something that you would expect to hear, what's his face, from the CEO of Apple. Like when he does a presentation on stage, that would be something like you would hear him say. Oh yeah, you're going like straight Steve Jobs, but yeah. Like that kind of formation of words and descriptions and stuff, that would be like some high up like CEO.
Barbie is light and dark, high and low. Life
and death.
Barbie is all around us. Barbie is in us and throughout us. Barbie.
Barbie is love, and love
Barbie is love. Barbie is life.
is Barbie.
I am Barbie. You are Barbie. We are
We
Barbie.
are Groot and Barbie. Brandon Hannah, Barbie is the alpha and the omega.
The beginning and the end is Barbie.
Barbie is our new Lord and Savior.
I'm voting for Barbie in the next election. Actually, she was a president at one point, so
Oh yeah.
feasible.
Anyways,
Guys, how was your Barbie watch? That might be one of the most favorite things I've ever edited. It really might be.
So while we're still on the subject of dolls, so a Megan sequel was announced today. Actually, let me go from the realm of no duh. Yeah, Megan sequel was announced. Go figure.
It made money? What? Oh, yeah, let's fire up the sequel machine. Here we go.
Yeah, after that first weekend, they're like, yeah, it like quadrupled its it's I can't word anymore.
Budget?
It quadrupled its budget. So is there going to be a sequel? Who knows? Yes, there's going to be a sequel. It is set to come out January 17th of 2025. Which, I mean, here's the thing, like it's still in January, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Kind of surprised they're actually not fast tracking this mug and putting it out in January next year.
I think
you can't tell me that it takes too long to film this movie.
No, but what I'm wondering is if it's one of those circumstances. Well, there's probably a couple of things for this. One is just everyone working on it. Again, this was like produced by James Wan, Blumhouse.
He's doing other things. Yeah.
Blumhouse has a lot on their plate at all times, so they probably can't like just up and fast track a movie like that. But I do like the fact that it's kind of like Jeremy Miller saying it is coming out on another January. It's going to be one of those that, because of the performance of Megan, people might re-question just how successful is it releasing a movie in January. January and like August are usually the 2 months that are known as just being a graveyard. That's where you stick movies that people might be interested in, but you don't have a lot of faith in them. So, yeah,
somehow,
but Megan's done great both financially and critically. So, I'm all for this coming out in January again.
So to this point, it does lose relevancy in 2 years. However, one single trailer can fix all of that. So I don't know if this is necessarily a problem, just not as much as any other movie that doesn't have a sequel for 2 years. I think you put out one really good trailer and everyone's back, baby. Everyone's back. Everyone's doing their watch alongs to Megan to get hyped and get ready, and bada bing, bada boom, everyone's back in the theater, happy to watch that crazy looking doll do crazy things.
Yeah.
Like dance on top of the Empire State Building for marketing.
Whatever their weird marketing was.
Was there anything in the movie that was relevant to that?
No.
Weird choices.
I mean, yeah, they weren't like on top of it. They were in a building, like towards the third act of the movie takes place at like this like presentation at a toy company, but they're not like on the Empire State Building dancing or anything.
I love that connection. They were in a building. They went to a building at one point. Therefore, Empire State Building, it makes sense. Synergy, connections.
Don't know why. But anyways, let's move on. I just realized that I've really never taken the time to actually make sure I pronounce this name correctly. Chad Stahelski.
I'm sitting here. I'm just waiting. I
The
think
guy
you
who
pretty much got it
directed the
right.
John Wick movies. It was announced he's directing Rainbow Six, starring Michael B. Jordan, which is going to be a sequel to 2021's Without Remorse, which of course are based off of Tom Clancy novels and video games. When I first heard this earlier, I was like, so they're going to make a movie off of the video game of Rainbow Six? That was a popular video game. I guess that makes sense. Let's see if this is going to be good as far as a video game movie. Completely forgetting that even the video game was based off of a novel. So
Tom Clancy is an author.
Yeah. I just thought he wrote video games. I had no idea he was writing books too.
Right. So, here's the thing. Tom Clancy, blind spot for me. I don't know pretty much anything about most Tom Clancy projects, what have you. So therefore, I don't know really anything about Rainbow Six other than it does exist as a video game as well. However, I have seen. I believe Tom Clancy is also responsible for the Jack Ryan stuff, right? Isn't that true? Or am I completely?
Yes, I believe so. Yes. Yeah, like Clear and Present Danger,
Hunt for Red October,
Patriot Games, Hunt for Red October. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I'm sure Garth will be like, "No, you're a complete and utter moron" in the chat here in a second. So, not worried about it. Anyway.
That's all I had for that. I mean,
never mind. He said I'm still on Rainbow 2.
That's funny.
I like the idea. I like this idea. I like Michael B. Jordan being in a Tom Clancy movie. Again, the fact that I have seen a couple of the Jack Ryan things. So, based off of that knowledge, I think this is an excellent fit. I think we need to see more of Michael B. Jordan. I think he's a talent that needs to grow beyond just the Creed movies and his appearance in Black Panther and a couple other films here and there. I want to see more and more from that guy. He's really good. So I think this is a good fit. Maybe we see a whole new action franchise spawn off of this.
Well, I mean, this is a sequel, so this is the action franchise spawning. Right. So
you said the same as John Wick?
Do what?
You said this is the same director as John Wick?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Give it to me.
Yep. Moving on. So this I thought was like amazingly both funny, and I was like, all right, news. John Williams is not retiring. He had said to be retiring after scoring Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. He has come out saying that he feels like he has at least 10 more years to go. I'll stick around for a while. He said that it was he came up with this while comparing the decision to Steven Spielberg's father, Arnold, who worked up until he was 100. So if his father could work till 100, he's like, you know what? I got another 10 years in me at least. So John Williams is 90 years old, though. He's 90 years old and still scoring movies.
Wow.
So
here's the thing. If he's capable, if he's able to do it, go for it, my man. We love John Williams. A world without John Williams will happen someday, but it's not a world I'm looking forward to necessarily, because he is one of the greatest, if not arguably the greatest composer for movie scores.
Yeah.
Some of his scores are some of my most favorite and are the most iconic movie themes of all time.
He said there was a quote. I don't have this quote on here, but I saw another quote where he was saying he just can't see himself living a day without music. So
there's an idea also. Why don't we do a marquee sometime just ranking John Williams themes?
Oh, yeah.
Not the movies themselves.
Man, that's going to be hard. Every single one of his themes is an S tier.
Are all S tier.
Like, what the hell? That's going to be hard to rank. And man, that's one I feel like we put the results up on Twitter the next day, and just the internet's just gonna rip it apart. because there's so many people like who are very passionate about his Home Alone theme or Jurassic Park, or of course, obviously, there's the big ones like the Star Wars and Indiana Jones, Superman. But Harry Potter, there's a lot of good themes on there.
Here's the thing. I like Indiana Jones. I like Star Wars, but honestly, my favorite movie theme is Jurassic Park. So Jurassic Park gets the top of S tier for me. I'm just going to say it right now. I'm just saying it right now.
There you go, Jeremy. There's not a single theme that I could put in F. Even themes from him that I haven't heard of or I can't recall off the top of my head, they're still not F tier.
I hear some people say that the theme for Fabelmans is just okay. Maybe go with that.
So I saw Fabelmans. I don't recall the music that much, but
yeah, there you go. There you go. You have one movie that he scored that you can't really recall the music to that much. There's your F tier. Doesn't mean the music's bad.
I don't necessarily. Yeah, I don't want to put it in F tier though.
That's just. There you go. Figured it out, guys. This has been your marquee for John Williams themes.
So there's that, or doing a marquee of just ranking movie composers, which, I mean, obviously John Williams is S tier, but I mean, who's next after that? Danny Elfman and
Hans Zimmer, Alan Silvestri.
Yeah, you got a lot of them in there. So
Michael Macchiato.
You're just pulling out like all the. Okay. Anyways,
I know it's Giacchino.
Moving on, next topic. This one is very interesting. This was just announced today. Antoine Fuqua, which, by the way, this is not a family-friendly show, so just making sure y'all know that. Antoine Fuqua is making a Michael Jackson biopic.
I both love and hate that joke. It's great, but it's so dumb.
See, he's going to be making a Michael Jackson biopic. For reference, this is the same guy who directed Training Day. Making a Michael Jackson biopic. There's both good and bad about this idea. One, Antoine Fuqua is going to treat it with complete respect. It's going to be a good movie. The question is, do you want a Michael Jackson biopic?
No. Here's the thing.
And what's it going to cover?
Yeah, I could leave and barely take a Michael Jackson biopic. If it's made, I'll watch it. We'll probably review it at some point. But I'm not in an all-fire hurry. I really am not. I feel like in my regard now at this point, we just let his iconic music be iconic on its own, maybe apart from him. If you're capable of doing that, I know some people are not capable of separating art from the artist. Perfectly fine if they're not. I don't stand in judgment of people who can't do that. But I don't really want to see a biopic, because I mean, like, how do you do that? How do you make a biopic that doesn't cover the shady side?
Yeah, and that's the thing with this. In all honesty, that man has such a legendary career. Easily one of the top-selling albums of all time, if not the top-selling album. I can't remember if it is. We're not music fanatics, although I absolutely love music. I don't know this information off the top of my head over here. But I know like Thriller was one of the best-selling albums, but I don't know if it like outsells like Beatles or like Dark Side of the Moon. Those are all albums that also have Thriller is number one. Okay.
Yeah, I don't see them like going to the Bohemian Rhapsody route. I don't really think you can here, where you just don't really cover the darkest aspects of the person. You just kind of gloss over them a little bit and just kind of move on. You can't do that here.
You're gonna have detractors no matter which way you go with that.
It's true.
Because that's not even getting into this, the casting for that role. Ooh.
So first of all, the detractors are on both sides. One, how do you do this, and how do you do it right? Because at some point, I feel like you also have a situation where you have the same kind of online vitriol or dislike as I believe Netflix gets for their Jeffrey Dahmer thing that they just did, where you hear a lot of like people who are part of like victims' families and stuff going, this is terrible. Why are we doing this? And I think you almost might end up having the same kind of thing where you have families of victims going, hey, we don't want this. We don't want to see a movie glorifying this man anymore. Let it be done, and let's move on from it, kind of a situation.
I think that's the problem with this. There is still parts of his life to represent, to give him the credit and the due for, but not like Dahmer. Dahmer doesn't have a single part of his life that's redeemable.
No, I'm just more so bringing that up because that's one of the more recent situations that we've seen where people online have been like, hey, no,
stop it. Don't do that.
Netflix, give me your hand. Stop it.
This is one I feel like as we see and hear more and more about this movie, we'll probably talk about this even more, and just especially because there is going to be a ton of internet talk about this.
I just had a casting thought, and I don't think that I should say it. I don't think I should say it.
Put it in the private chat.
I'm gonna put it in the private chat.
In the meantime, we've got Jesse over here that's trying to rival Garth for puns. You think you know Michael? You don't know Jack, son.
It's in the private chat.
Oh. That's good,
but it's effed up.
Tori.
Never mind, Tori got it. I'm gonna throw Tori under the bus for this one. She said it, not me.
There's a reason that Tori's a good friend and joined us at one point on this channel. Just she gets us.
Oh, I did not turn on my fan.
Yeah, I need to turn the AC down after that one. That's great. Thank you, Tori. Thank you for that. Chris and I share a brain. Well,
all right. Moving on from the Michael Jackson story, we just lost all of our viewers.
Whew.
Except Tori.
Thanks, Tori. Let's talk about those Critic Choice Awards real quick.
Oh, buddy. Here we go.
Yes. So we are in award season. We just did the Golden Globes. Was it last week? We had the Critics' Choice Awards, which, I mean, obviously, as this one it says, these are the critics who get to vote on this one. Not necessarily like Golden Globes was a lot of journalists. This is more focused. Yeah, I know. Go figure.
We didn't put our
We're
vote in.
not actually critics.
Shut
we're
up.
barely even pundits at this point.
Dress for the job you want, not for the one you have.
I'm wearing a Movie Trivia Schmodown t-shirt. So
dress for the job you want, not the one you could have had at one point but can't anymore.
Anyways, so going over these, I'm not going to spend like a whole lot of time going over these like we do with the Globes, or like we're going to do with the Oscar nominations, which will be released next week. So next week's tagline, we are going to be talking about the Oscar nominations. Make sure y'all get any Oscar type movies that y'all want to watch to have like some kind of input in. Get those watched before tagline next week, because we're going to be talking about them. That's going to easily be the main topic of the show next week. So anyways, Critic Choice Awards, running through these again, kind of like they do TV and movies. I'm only going to talk about the movies on here. So we got foreign language film went to RRR, which is great. I love seeing that. I wish I saw that at the Globes. I'm hoping to see that at the Oscars as well. But what, they're not on the short list? Something like that?
Not for Best Picture.
No,
I don't think they were on the short list for international feature either, but hopefully they sneak in there somehow still. I think they could.
With all this RR to get an award.
With the awards hype that they've been getting so far from these couple different awards programs, they might sneak in there still.
Yeah. I'm moving this around so I don't have to click around so much here. Let's see. Best comedy went to Glass Onion. over
All right.
Banshees, Bros, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Triangle Sadness, Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Bros has not gotten much attention on like a lot of things. And I've heard it was actually really good. So best animated feature, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio won over Marcel, Puss in Boots, Turning Red, and Wendell and Wild. I haven't heard of Wendell and Wild, so but I mean that makes sense. Pinocchio. Visual effects went to Avatar: Way of Water. Makes sense. They were gorgeous. Over Batman, Black Panther, Everything Everywhere All at Once, RRR, and Top Gun Maverick.
I mean,
there's some
that's
good
a hard
ones
one
in there.
Black Panther is up there too, but I think when it comes to visual effects, if there's an Avatar movie, everybody else just kind of sit aside. You're not winning that award.
Yeah.
Unless somebody does something like really good practically. That's the only thing I could see ever topping an Avatar win in that category.
Well, so I know it's never going to get the vote, but like for that, a good example, yes, I'm going to bring it up again, Terrifier 2, because that movie was all practical effects, and like it's phenomenal for being a low budget. The gore effects on that movie were really well done. Best hair and makeup should have gone to Terrifier 2. Went to Elvis, which I mean, you got to get that Elvis hair. Over Babylon, Batman, Black Panther, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and The Whale. That's one I'm surprised Elvis got that over The Whale, because the makeup and costuming. I don't know if costuming is a part of that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you necessarily call the suit that Brendan Fraser wore as makeup, or if it's just a part of costume.
Also, you got to keep in mind between the two, Elvis is the less controversial pick.
Yeah. I mean, Elvis was good. The hair and makeup were phenomenal in that movie. Yes. But I don't know. There is costume, and yeah, Whale wasn't on best costume design. So it may be a part. That might be what's a part of it, is they're including the suit that Brendan Fraser was wearing. Best song went to Natu Natu from RRR.
Bust out the suspenders, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I see. I see Oscar in that song's future. Yeah, it won the Golden Globes and it won Critics' Choice. Yeah, it's gonna make a beeline for the Oscars.
It's up against the Rihanna song. I think it's probably the other lead song at this point.
Yeah. Best score went to Hildur Guadn. Okay. Garth, if you're still here, if you're doing the movie trivia hangout after this is over, please tell me how you pronounce this name. Hildur Guadnadottir. For Tar. Anyways, which that makes sense. That whole movie is about music.
You said for Tar, and I thought that was just like a delayed part of the same name. Wilden Guadnadottir
for Tar.
For Tar.
Wow. Production design went to Babylon, which makes sense for that movie. Over Black Panther, Fabelmans, Avatar, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Elvis. Babylon over Everything Everywhere All at Once for production design, though.
Haven't seen the movie.
Yeah,
I could see it. The Damien Chazelle production design is usually pretty good.
Yes, Garth. That name. I'm gonna need you to tell me how to pronounce that. Oh, William Harold. I forgot about that. Yeah, best makeup. Batman was in there for the makeup on Colin Farrell because he was completely unrecognizable in that.
And that's not just like that makeup. That is completely changing a person's look from like just like you could not tell. Even watching the movie, at no point I think was I ever able to tell that was Colin Farrell.
I keep forgetting that he was in that because I hear people saying like Colin Farrell's had a fantastic year, and I was like, he was only in the one movie. I was like, oh, wait, no, that's right. He was Penguin in the Batman. Yeah. Costume design went to Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, over Glass Onion, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Elvis, Woman King, and Babylon. That makes sense. The costumes that they had to do for that like especially the costuming on Namor was just gorgeous. They did Namor's costume like perfectly.
Yeah.
Editing went to Paul Rogers for Everything Everywhere All at Once. That is also what I would call a no joke. Yeah, I mean, obviously, you're going to give editing to that movie.
We were front runner for the Oscar. I got to be
easily. Over Babylon, Top Gun, Avatar, Elvis, and Tar. Haven't seen Tar yet. Or Babylon, but yeah, Everything Everywhere All at Once is a prime example I think people will use in the future of like what editing means to a movie, how editing can make a movie.
Yeah.
Cinematography goes to Top Gun Maverick, which, I mean, over Avatar, Empire of Light, Tar, Fablemans, and Babylon, I can see Top Gun Maverick getting that for cinematography. There's some gorgeous shots in that movie.
Yeah, that's one of those situations where sound design and cinematography can actually make you feel something in a scene. Specifically, like when a plane is free falling, just kind of shuts off and just kind of free falls for a little bit, and you're like, "Whoa!" I physically felt like I was falling there.
Yeah, and we weren't seeing that in that like the 4DX whatever thing is.
Yeah, you know, where our seats would just give out underneath the floor and we would fall 10 feet.
That doesn't sound like fun. Best adapted screenplay went to Women Talking. Best original screenplay went to Everything Everywhere All at Once. Best acting ensemble. I kind of like this as a category. Just a bunch of actors who gathered a ton of actors in one movie the best. This will be interesting for next year because of all the movies that are coming out that have a huge ensemble of actors. It will probably go to Oppenheimer, but this one went to Glass Onion.
I agree with this one, looking at the rest of them.
Yeah, over Banshees, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Fablemans, Woman King, and Women Talking.
Yeah, Glass Onion, I think you got a good eclectic mix of people, and then on top of that, you utilized all their talents expertly in that movie.
Yeah. Best young actor, actress went to Gabriel LaBelle for The Fablemans, who plays the lead, Sammy. You also had Frankie Corio for After Sun, Jalen Hall for Till, Bella Ramsey, who's going to get probably a ton of word of mouth because of Last of Us. She was in Catherine Called Birdie, Banks Repeta for Armageddon Time, and Sadie Sink for The Whale. That's one, like, if I see Sadie Sink nominated for The Whale, I want her to win.
Yeah, that'd be crazy for her. She's gonna. Are we in a world where Sadie Sink skyrockets past Millie Bobby Brown?
Acting wise,
from
as of right now, yeah, because we really haven't seen Millie Bobby Brown outside of Stranger Things. She's done the Enola Holmes. She's been in the Godzilla movies. I saw she's got a movie coming up. I forgot what it was called, but I just saw like some images from it earlier today that I believe is coming out at the end of this year. I believe, maybe something like that. But yeah, nothing that I think is like just straight like Oscar award-winning acting type of roles, not like Sadie Sink in The Whale.
I mean, it's those two and Finn Wolfhard that are doing kind of anything else beyond Stranger Things right now in terms of the big public like movie space. So, yeah, she's running up the hill. Good job, William.
It's a good one. Let me see. Best Supporting Actress, of course, went to Angela Bassett. She's very likely going to take the Oscar for that as well. I'm expecting a nomination plus the win.
We'll see. We'll see if the Academy is able to put aside its nonsense about comic book movies for that.
Well, I mean, the first Black Panther was nominated for Best Picture. So
did it win?
It didn't win, but I very much foresee Angela Bassett getting this and winning. The other one I want to talk about for Best Supporting Actress is that Stephanie Sue was in there for Everything Everywhere All at Once, where she was very much missing from the Golden Globes and had Jamie Lee Curtis in there instead. Stephanie Sue is someone I want to see. Oh, Jamie Lee Curtis is in this one also, but I want to see Stephanie Sue pop up on the list for Best Supporting in the Oscars.
I like that they stuck Janelle Monáe in this here too.
Yeah.
Because she did a great job. I'm not going to spoil her role or anything from Glass Onion, but she did a great job in that movie. Doing more than one would assume.
Yeah. And let's see. Best Supporting Actor, of course, went to Ke Huy Quan for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Also with that was going up against Paul Dano for Fabelmans, Brendan Gleeson for Banshees, Brian Tyree Henry for Causeway, Judd Hirsch for The Fabelmans, and Barry Keoghan for Banshees. That's another one of those. He won the Golden Globe. He's won the Critics' Choice. I'm expecting to see Oscar talk easily. But if he's for me personally, I think him going up against Brendan Gleeson and Barry Keoghan for Banshees, that's the hard one right there. I think those three are the big three of that category. Maybe Paul Dano.
Yeah, I would say Paul Dano is probably high up there too.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing: you gotta imagine the Oscars. Because it's the Oscars, there's going to be a lot of weight behind anything Fabelmans. I won't be surprised if Fabelmans takes Best Picture. Yeah. I won't be surprised. But I think that's going to be the easy pick. I think that'll be the easy pick there because it should probably go to either like Banshees or Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah. Best Actress went to Cate Blanchett for Tar, against Viola Davis for Woman King, Danielle Deadwyler for Till, Margot Robbie for Babylon, Michelle Williams for Fabelmans, and Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once. That was so Michelle Yeoh won at the Golden Globes.
Mm-hmm.
Cate Blanchett is getting it here for Tar. So still haven't seen Tar yet. I want to see this because I'm hearing more and more good things. So I'm eager to see her performance in that.
The races between those two.
When our Oscar nominations announced, that'll be Tuesday. So they'll be announced Tuesday. We'll be talking about the nominations on Tagline next week. Best Actor went to Brendan Fraser for The Whale, and very well deserved.
Yeah, his speech too. His speech too was heartwarming. Here's the thing. I put it on Twitter, and I think there's a lot of people who kind of agree with the sentiment, which is the flaws that The Whale has as a movie. Put those aside, Brendan Fraser as the lead actor he puts in a phenomenal performance, and I believe that he deserves to be awarded for that performance, regardless of how you feel about the movie. He himself is not the flaws of the movie. I would put the flaws of the movie on Darren Aronofsky's shoulders before I would put it on Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, the three main leads of that movie are, I would say, 100% completely flawless in their portrayal. With Brendan Fraser, was it Hong Chow? And Sadie Sink.
Yeah.
All three of them should be winning awards like hand over fist easily. But Best Director went to the Daniels for Everything Everywhere All at Once. That was up against James Cameron, Damien Chazelle, Todd Field for Tar, Baz Luhrmann, Martin Madonna, Sarah Polley for Women Talking, Gina Pierce Blythewood for Woman King, S.S. Rajamouli for RRR. Think I did that right. And Spielberg for Fabelmans. And the Daniels got it over all of them.
Call it an underdog story.
That is massive. And then, of course, they also got Best Picture for Everything Everywhere All at Once against Avatar, Babylon, Banshees, Elvis, Fabelmans, Glass Onion, RRR, Tar, Top Gun, and Women Talking.
So we'll probably talk about this when we see the nominations list next week also, but I think moving into the Oscars, what we see based off the back of this, as much as you hold the Critics' Choice as important here, I think we see a Spielberg director win, and we see an Everything Everywhere All at Once Best Picture win. I think that's kind of my prediction. I wouldn't be surprised if it's flip-flop though.
That Women Talking, I'm not sure. I know it's directed by Sarah Polley, which I don't know. I don't think you've seen anything Sarah Polley has been in. I know of her from that movie Go from like 1999, which she did really good in that. And she was also in the remake of Dawn of the Dead, the Zack Snyder remake, which she was really good in that as well. So I'm kind of interested in seeing her. I know she's directed a couple of movies. I don't know exactly what this one is about. It's based off a book, so. Okay. So I'm reading the premise real quick, and yeah, that sounds like that's going to be a bold movie. So might check that one out as well because it's got a good cast to it. Rooney Mara, Claire Foy, Ben Whishaw, Frances McDormand. Yeah. So, anyways, those women and their talking.
How dare they do that talking?
Nerd just got back. It's very good. It is sad they did so poorly getting it out there and to get more award buzz. That might be one I want to check out before nominations next week.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that's all the nominations and awards for the Critics' Choice. Last thing I'll talk about real quick is I was really hoping I know we talked about this before we went on our hiatus there for a bit. We were really hoping that James Gunn was going to make announcements for DC at the beginning of this month.
James.
Apparently, he has no idea that we're this lowly little YouTube channel that is just wanting this content to talk about. So, yes, can someone please tell James Gunn that we are patiently waiting?
Come on, James. Up to it.
Because he cares.
We got to put out content, man.
So he did actually announce that, like, probably he'll be making announcements about this within the next week, which is going to be fun because there's no announcements yet, which means very likely Tagline next week is going to be packed with Oscar nominations and James Gunn's reports.
My brain is hurting already thinking about
That's going to be a big show. So the one thing I did like that we got confirmation on was that he's not casting Jacob Elordi. Yeah, he's not casting that guy to play Superman. People were talking about it on Twitter, and he was saying, like, look, we're nowhere near casting for this yet. We don't even have a script written. He's like, I'm working on the script first, and then we'll talk about the casting.
It's good because he basically looks like a CW level Superman too. I'm not knocking Tyler Heckner or anything, but I'm just saying that
I do like Jacob Elordi. Sorry, I do like him in like
just
call him Nate Jacobs. The thumbnail real quick.
Just call him Nate Jacobs, okay?
Sure. I like him in this Superman suit more than I like Tyler Hoechlin.
Stop saying people's names. Just stop saying people's names.
I like him more than I like the other guy. This guy looks good in the Superman costume. The other guy, I don't like him in the Superman costume as much. So what I really do like was the guy that they had playing Superman more recently. He looked fantastic in the Superman suit. The one, I was not a fan of the one that came out like in 2007, I believe. That guy he was all right, Superman, but he wasn't the best. My favorite will always be the guy that played Superman way back in the day, like in the late 70s and the 80s. He was a fantastic guy for Superman.
Look, all jokes aside, if you can't say Christopher Reeves, when your own brother's name is Chris.
Hey, I will take this moment to be very personal with everyone. I am a big fan of this guy right here that happens to be my brother. This guy is a good brother. Y'all should all have a brother just like this guy.
Oh my God, no one cares.
Yeah, so I like the look of him, of Jacob, in the costume.
He said Jacob.
Yeah. Anyways, so
here's the thing. No one can expect you to say Hilder's name appropriately when you can't even say American names right.
Anyways, it's Christopher, not Chris.
Do you know what Chris is short for? And it's not Christian.
I just love the fact that, like, I feel like that whole bit that I just did, everyone was still very able to understand and follow along what I was saying with that.
Yeah, because like Because like, how many people have played Superman in live action?
There was also that guy that played him in the 90s on the TV show that we don't actually say his name anymore because
Who?
yeah, exactly. And then there was also the couple of guys that did the voice of Superman in the 90s cartoon.
We like them.
There's two of them that did that. So anyways, I do like there was also something else that Matt Reeves is meeting with James Gunn in regards to what's going to happen with his Batman story. And seemingly it still looks like it's going to be kept separate.
Probably 2 more movies.
Yeah, I foresee they're probably just going to do a trilogy and then be done with that, close the book on that Batman, and then move more into the Batman that's going to be a part of the DCU going forward.
I mean, here's the thing, Garth. It could be. I do take place during Christmas time sometimes.
I mean, so. I have seen Chris taking place during Christmas, so therefore he has a Christmas name.
I like to think I have the spirit of Christmas within me.
The spirit of Chris, yeah, okay.
I already had the joke. We're good. We nailed it.
Yeah. I didn't need to add on to it. That was my bad. I'm sorry. I apologize to both you and our audience. Please still like the video and subscribe.
And humanity as a whole. Just
Oh, I got a lot of things to apologize for that one.
Everybody's just in a silly mood tonight.
Kind of. Might be some medication that I need to be on for things or whatever.
Those eye drops, man. They just
I was like, these eye drops are made out of saline solution. Yeah.
These eye drops are made of cocaine.
Cocaine bear. There's one I'm highly anticipating. Anyways, that's going to do it for news tonight. Unless there was anything else you want to talk about?
Jeremy says we might get a teaser trailer for the Joker sequel at some point.
When?
Not anytime soon. I think they're still just starting filming that, right?
Yeah, no, they've been releasing images. I'm like eagerly wanting to see like a good image of Lady Gaga as Harley. That could be interesting.
We might get the trailer for that during one of the myriad of DC releases that should be potentially happening this year. Maybe Shazam, Flash, or Aquaman.
Oh yeah. I forgot those are coming out.
Oh, Blue Beetle.
Garth is saying, put some of those eye drops in Chris's drink and see some fun happen. No, Garth, I have seen Wedding Crashers. I'm not doing that. There are images, Robert. Yeah, not clear ones.
I distinctly remember seeing an image of Lady Gaga as Harley at one point.
Yeah. Well, if there's a good, clear one that people can say is legitimately, post them in the Discord so we can all enjoy, I guess. But otherwise, I haven't seen any yet. Anyways, as we close up again, after Tagline. So here in a little bit, once we're done with this show, we'll be hopping over to the Discord in the voice chat. If you're a part of the Maverick tier on our Patreon, if you're a part of the Maverick tier on Patreon, come hang out. We're going to be doing some movie trivia, nice hanging out. Garth will be telling us how to pronounce her name. So a lot of fun over there. So make sure you hop on that. Shouldn't she be Lady Haha for the movie? That's great. Thank you, Garth.
That's correct.
We appreciate you being a part of this community. You're a valuable asset.
100%.
Anyways, next Friday, not this Friday, but the following Friday, we'll be doing the marquee. Just me and my brother. We're going to be tier ranking our most anticipated movies of 2023 and also going over how good and bad were our choices for what we were anticipating last year. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Two of us.
Yeah. So come join us for that. That'll be a lot of fun. And let me see. Next Wednesday, after that jam-packed Tagline, we're going to be doing the Patreon watch-along of Captain America Winter Soldier. So hop on the $5 dude tier if you want to join us for that. That will be next Wednesday, roughly around probably like in another 20 minutes from now next week, because that's going to be a big episode. So anyways, I think that's all we've got coming up. Check out the podcast if that drops. Tomorrow's going to be I'm going to do a trailer reaction for the new Scream 6 trailer. Check out my review for Missing if you haven't seen that already. And yeah.
I'm surprised you actually didn't go more into into talking about that experience here on Tagline. Probably
Oh,
could've
what,
done that.
missing?
Yeah. Since
I
that was
don't
your
wanna-
first press screening.
Well, so I didn't want to dive too much into it because it was more of like I was invited by, let's say, a friend of the channel.
I mean,
So
we went to a press screening. It's the first press screening that we've gotten on this here channel. If you don't count us.
yeah, because those weren't press screenings; those were actual premieres.
Yeah.
This was the first time I went to a screening that had an embargo. Like you weren't allowed to talk about it publicly until a certain time. So I didn't break embargo. Yay. But yeah, that was fun and interesting. Kind of a nice like little behind the scenes how that works and getting some information because I do want us to be able to do these critic screenings more.
Yeah.
Or press screenings, not critic screenings. I would like to do more press screenings in the future because that helps the channel as well. So we'll see. I've gotten good information. We'll see how this treats us this year. So, yeah. Anyways, make sure you follow us at Cinefanatics MLP on Twitter and Instagram. Again, make sure you hit like and subscribe here to this channel. You can follow me personally at Robert Adams MLP on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. Also, youtube.com/@RobertAdamsMLP, where I will be doing something probably shortly, pretty soon. I got an idea for something I want to do, so I'm just waiting for a couple of phone calls so I can start lining up something fun for that.
He's got an idea.
I have an idea. There was an idea.
He has an idea.
He doesn't get to promote his stuff on there, so
Anyway, you can follow me at Chris Adams MLP on Twitter, Instagram, and
such a
Letterboxd,
mess.
as well as twitch.tv/Chris Adams MLP, where I am also always doing things. A hard sell, making the hard sell here, folks. Come on over.
Nerd, you don't necessarily have to watch Searching before you watch Missing. They're standalone. So like watching one doesn't, there's nothing in Missing that really has to do with Searching other than just getting back into the idea of the computer screens.
You should definitely watch Searching though.
Searching was good. Yeah.
Because it's good.
So real quick spoiler alert, I did like Searching more than Missing.
Ooh.
But yeah.
Ooh. Who told you to watch Searching?
Dean talks movie, but I just got here. I'm sorry, Dean. But yeah, this is Tagline. This is usually every Wednesday at 8 Central, was at 6 Pacific, 9 Eastern. So,
and luckily enough, we do stick around on the replay. So feel free to hit that start over button and catch us from the beginning.
Yeah. Anyways, that's going to do it for tonight. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for being here. We appreciate y'all's views. And we will see you. I'll see you on my Scream reaction tomorrow. And we'll see you on Tagline next Wednesday. Good night.
And several of y'all in the Discord right now.
Here in a minute.
Or here in a minute.
Yeah.